score when he married Victoria. She was charming, beautiful, and seemed supportive of his dreams. As a young entrepreneur trying to establish his business, Ethan often leaned on Victoria for encouragement. She appeared to be his biggest cheerleader, until her true motives began to surface. The strings begin to tighten. At first, Victoria's control was subtle. She'd make small suggestions about his business decisions, claiming she just wanted to help. "Don't trust that client," she'd say. Or, "Why don't you let me handle the finances? You're too busy to deal with all that." Ethan, grateful for her interest, agreed without much thought. But as time passed, Victoria's influence grew stronger. She began dictating how Ethan spent his time, who he could talk to, and even what business ventures he could pursue. When Ethan expressed disagreement, Victoria would guilt him, saying, "I've sacrificed so much for you. Don't I deserve a say in how this all works?" Ethan soon realized that Victoria wasn't helping him grow. She was trying to control him. Every decision he made had to align with her vision, not his. The breaking point. The final straw came when Ethan discovered that Victoria had been funneling money from his business accounts into her personal savings. Confronting her, he learned she had been planning to leave him once the business was successful enough, taking a significant share of his earnings. "I built you," she snapped during their argument. "You wouldn't have gotten this far without me." Ethan was stunned. He had always believed they were a team, but now it was clear she saw him as a tool to achieve her own goals. Cutting the strings. Ethan made the hardest decision of his life. He walked away. He filed for divorce, prepared for a messy legal battle, and stepped back from his own business, knowing it was too entangled with Victoria's manipulation to continue. He left with almost nothing, but for the first time in years, he felt free. Building a life she couldn't touch. Ethan moved to a new city and started from scratch. He worked tirelessly to rebuild his career, this time ensuring that every decision and every success was his own. He sought advice from mentors, networked with like-minded professionals, and slowly began to re-establish himself in the business world. In the process, Ethan also worked on himself. He started therapy to address the emotional toll Victoria's control had taken on him. He learned to set boundaries and recognize red flags in relationships. Victoria's fall. Meanwhile, Victoria's life didn't go as planned. Her attempt to take over Ethan's business failed miserably. Without Ethan's drive and expertise, the company quickly fell apart. Victoria's lavish spending caught up with her, leaving her in financial ruin. She reached out to Ethan, claiming she had changed and wanted to reconnect. But Ethan had moved on. A life reclaimed. Years later, Ethan stood in his own office, overlooking a thriving new business he had built from the ground up. He was no longer haunted by the past, nor did he feel bitterness toward Victoria. Instead, he was proud of the life he had created, a life that no one could manipulate or control. Ethan's story is a powerful testament to the strength it takes to walk away from toxic relationships and rebuild, proving that true success comes not from being someone else's puppet but from reclaiming your autonomy and living life on your own terms.